So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Jeff Clegg, and I'm the president here at Toledo Memorial Park. And on behalf of the Toledo Metro chapter of Wreaths Across America and Toledo Memorial Park, welcome to our 6th annual Wreaths Across America leaf laying ceremony. We are gathered here today at Toledo Memorial Park with over 1,100 memorial sites across America to remember our veterans, and that we are one nation with one flag. We're all proud to be Americans that live in a free society made up of many people, many races, and from many walks of life. But the freedoms we enjoy today have not come without a price. Out there beneath these hallowed grounds and cemeteries throughout the nation are men and women who gave their lives so that we can live in freedom and without fear. The United States of America was founded on the ideals of freedom, justice, and equality, and our nation stands as a shining beacon of liberty and freedom to the world. We thank those who gave their lives to keep us free, and we shall not forget you. We use this day to honor and remember. Many of you here today are veterans of wars and conflict that America has had to fight to protect the innocent and the oppressed, because America has always been the first nation to stand up for the freedom of other people around the world. Those of you that are here today that have answered that call and served your country well, we are here to say thank you, and we are honored by your presence. Also, there are many men and women serving today in all branches of the military, here at home and all over the world. These men and women are part of the best and most well-trained fighting force in the world. We honor them and their families for the sacrifice they make each day to keep our country safe from terrorism, hatred, that keep our country safe from terrorism, hatred that plague our world today. And honored guests, I now ask you, when you see a veteran or an active duty member of armed services, take a moment to say thank you, because we owe them our way of life. This small gesture of kindness and appreciation may seem insignificant, but is greatly appreciated to those who have served our country with honor. Preserving our freedom is a thankless job, but we are all here today to say thank you for your service to this great nation, and that is why we are all here today. And now the Commodore Perry Division of the United States Naval Sea Cadets present colors.
Detail, attend, detail. Present, arms. Present, arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets let glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
was Miss Dakota Bridge. And now for the Pledge of Allegiance by Girl Scouts Josephine Miller Davis, Eagle Scouts Ian Sutherland, and Nick Marsalek, Troop 154.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now the invocation by Pastor Nathan Tuff of the Olivet Lutheran Church.
Would you please join with me in prayer? Eternal God, we give thanks for all those who have shown the greatest love by laying down their lives for others. We especially thank you for those in our military throughout history who have sacrificed their lives for their fellow citizens and for us who came after. As we remember their service, keep us mindful of all those for whom this day is a burden, and send your Spirit to comfort them. Be present with all the women and men who are serving in the military today, especially in those places of conflict and warfare. Let them live for the peace known only from you. Help us to be worthy of their legacy and keep us mindful of their service and our civic responsibilities, that in all things we may live our lives in praise and thanksgiving to you, our Savior and Lord. Amen.
Well, normally our speaker that talks about the Wreaths Across America stories, Mr. Mel Harbaugh, he's the one that started all this. And because of health reasons, he's unable to be here today. But his son, Mark, has volunteered to pitch in. So, Mark, would you come up and give us the Wreaths Across America story?
Thank you, Jeff. Good afternoon. Thank you all for your support. I'm proud to attempt to fill my father's shoes this afternoon. So I put this together late last night, trying to summarize without taking too much time up and everybody colder. To begin with, this year's Wreaths Across America theme is, I am an American, yes I am. Wreaths Across America was started by a gentleman by the name of Morrow Worcester in 1992. Morrow owned a wreath company, and at the end of that season had 5,000 wreaths left over from his sales. He decided to send them to Arlington National Cemetery as a reminiscence of a trip that he had taken there as a young man and was very inspired. I could go on and on about the milestones of growth and support and the spreading of Wreaths Across America, as well as the devotion of Mr. Worcester. However, that is a story in itself, and I urge you to research Wreaths Across America to understand further why we're here and how we got to this point. A couple milestones to discuss, though. In 2007, Wreaths Across America was formed as a nonprofit. Since 2008, Congress has issued a proclamation recognizing National Wreaths Across America Day. By 2012, the 1 millionth wreath was placed at Arlington National Cemetery. 2016 was the 25th year of placing wreaths at Arlington National Cemetery. Some statistics of note that demonstrate the American spirit, and these are far understated. 100,000 volunteers nationwide at over 1,200 locations. 190 trucking companies nationwide contribute logistics to help everybody out. An immeasurable amount of other organizational volunteers to ensure wreaths reach honored destinations. This year, specifically, over 1.5 million wreaths will be placed on veterans' graves. Today, with your help, we will place a wreath on over 3,100 veteran graves here at Toledo Memorial Park. And finally, please remember we are not here to decorate graves. We are here to not even remember their deaths, but their lives. So, as you all have contributed your time today, I remind you of the Wreaths Across America mission statement. Remember our fallen veterans. Honor those who serve, and teach your children the value of freedom. Thank you.
Mark, I think Mel would have been proud of that. That was very good, thank you. Every year we honor a branch of the military. I believe last year was the Marines. This year we are honoring the United States Army. And doing so, we always ask someone from the Army to be our featured speaker. So our honored speaker today is Sergeant First Class Christopher Yelanis. Sergeant First Class Yelanis was born in the Philippines on December 23, 1979. He enlisted into the United States Navy in July of 1999. He transferred to the United States Army in November of 2008. He completed his war transition course at White Sand, New Mexico, and 1 station unit training at Fort Benning, Georgia. He first served as a team leader with the 3rd Platoon Bravo Company, 2 TAC 504 Infantry at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. During this assignment, he served as a team leader in Operation Iraqi Freedom from May through August 2009. He was transferred to the 3rd Platoon Alpha Company, 2 TAC 504, where he served as a team leader also in Operation Iraqi Freedom from June 2010 through September of that year. Sergeant First Class Yelanis joined the U.S. Army Recruiting Command in 2011 and has been assigned to the Cleveland Recruiting Battalion. He is currently performing his duties as center leader. Sergeant Yelanis is married to former Melody Luneza of Vancouver, Canada, where he has 2 sons, Alexander and Mason 5, and daughter Kinsley, who is 3. I give you Sergeant First Class Christopher Yelanis.
Good morning, Sergeant Giannis. Sorry, no. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to be here. Thank you to all the volunteers. None of this would be possible without you. I want to remind people why we are here. According to the founder of this organization, we're here to lay wreaths on the veterans' grave. Remember, we are not here to decorate their graves. We are here to remember their lives and tell your children about the great things the veterans have done for our country. Today, I encourage you all to lay wreaths on each veteran's grave, to take a moment and say their names and thank them for the sacrifices they've done for our country. This very small act keeps the moment of our veterans alive. Again, thank you for all for being here. It means a lot to me, to the veterans family, and to the veterans. Thank you.
I knew I was going to butcher his name. Sorry. And now for the presentation of the memorial wreaths. Sorry, I've lost my place. Sea Cadets, hosts for the laying of the wreaths. Veterans, take your places.
Detail. Ready, Lance, wait. At the half step. Forward. March.
Hold. Left. Face.
Detail. Halt.
Laying the wreaths for the United States Army Specialist Chris Tarnow and veteran Dennis Zapuski.
Detail. At the half step. Forward. March. And. Detail. Halt. Marine.
Laying the wreath for the United States Marine Corps, Sergeant Joseph Rennie and veteran Terry Gulch.
Detail. At the half step. Forward. March. And. West Navy.
Laying the wreath for the United States Air Force. The United States Navy. Petty Officer Second Class, Caden Helger. Veteran Scott Stewart. laying the wreath for the United States Air Force, Master Sergeant Keith Zopp and veteran Jerry Tillman. Placing the wreath for the United States Coast Guard, Petty Officer Second Class Robert Reynolds, veteran Arnie Gates. Laying the wreath for the United States Merchant Marines, Girl Scout Josephine Miller Davis, Boy Scout Nick Marcelik. And laying the wreath for the POW Missing in Action, Vietnam Veterans of America Chapter 35, Mike Redner. Our POW flag hangs on the flagpole in the center of Veterans Row. Thank you, veterans. And now, the tribute to the fallen by Master Sergeant Steve Kaczynski of the United States Marine Corps, retired.
Our nation's history is defined by the sacrifice of the men and women of our armed forces. Today we recognize their distinguished service, their dedication, and their sacrifice. Having paid the ultimate price to defend the ideals of our great nation, they exemplify the noble value of placing country before self. Since the beginning of the War of Independence in 1775, through the present global war on terror, over 1,700,000 of our nation's finest men and women have gave their lives in service to this great nation. Let us now pause for a moment of silence to honor, to remember, and to pay tribute to those brave individuals who have fought and fell in battle. Detail leader, prepare your men to honor our fallen comrades. All right, Master Sergeant. Preset. Mark. Order! Order!
Now for the benediction, Pastor Nathan Tull.
By your presence here today, as we remember those who have gone before us, we have committed ourselves to lives of justice, the seeking of the common good, in honor of those who have fallen. Receive this blessing that you might be strengthened for this task. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord look upon you with favor and give you peace. Amen.
Today we show a united front of national unity across the United States of America as we remember our fallen and honor those who serve and teach our children the value of freedom. Because our children need to understand the freedoms we enjoy today have not been free but come with a great cost, and someday they may have to pay themselves. Thanks to our veterans who have given so much and asked for so little in return. Thank you all for coming. I hope to see you next year. If you haven't done so, stop at the tent and get your section assignment. And please get a copy of the instructions on how to properly place the wreath on a veteran's graves. So enjoy the refreshments provided by West Park Place. Let's all work together and get these wreaths laid this morning or this afternoon. So thank you all for coming.